Hey, what's going on, YouTube land? This is going to be another one of those videos that it's going to be dark. I'm sitting here thinking, and I feel the need to say some stuff that I really don't give two shits in the wind if you actually agree with it or not. It's just facts. Okay? And that's why I deal with pretty much facts. Because facts don't lie. Plain and simple, they don't lie. And on my own personal YouTube app, not the channel itself, because I don't watch TV, I watch YouTube. I spent half of my life in front of a damn television watching nonsense and everything else. And I just slowly got to where I just don't watch TV anymore. But with the way that I have my stuff, with my beliefs and the way I do things in my own personal 3D world, I just had a video come through, a little short, over what I feel is one of the most, personally speaking for myself, one of the more trusted readers that I do watch. And it had a message of something that I've been hearing for months. Not even worried about it at this point. It's one of them things that it'd be like a hiccup if it is anything. But it got me to thinking. Like the video I posted yesterday. How well are we actually watching and paying attention? I mean, in all seriousness, how well are we watching and paying attention? Hey, it's funny. I don't even know what that shadow was from, but that caught my attention. Interesting. I mean, we all say that we pay attention. We all say this, we all say that. But when you really think about it, like, I'm gonna pick on one of my subscribers. Okay? I won't say their name. Because I have too much respect for people, especially when this is spur of the moment and there was no discussion between this and everything else. But one of my subscribers, I am actually semi-half-assed really close to. We email back all the time. I mean, we email back and forth all the time. And it's funny because this subscriber has their own channel, this, that, and the other. But I notice two really big differences between me and this other said individual. Okay. When you get caught up in the 3D, in this human experience, yes, now mind you, in a way we have to be caught up in the human experience. We have bills to pay, we have a life to live, we have a job to go to, you know, all these random things that have to be done in order to be able to survive. But, and I'm not bad-mouthing this subscriber, I'm not talking down to this subscriber, I'm just noticing stuff. I'm using this subscriber as an example. But like with me, I haven't had, I haven't been working since, what was it? I walked out of my job the last Saturday of March, got fired on April Fool's Day. Regardless of the reason, I got shit canned. Okay, fine, whatever. My left ear is ringing right now. Now, mind you, yes, no, during the course of Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, the eclipses, all that fun shit, been a lot of thinking going on in my head in regards to how life's going, what's going on, this, that, and the other. And the funny thing is that I notice, and the one thing that I did notice, like with me personally speaking, every time that shit was about ready to hit the fan, legitimately, I'll give you a couple examples. Something always came through. Like before I left my first ex back in 2014, it took me almost, 2.5 years, something like that, to formulate a plot, a plan that was rock solid enough that I could actually get done to where I could escape out of that toxic situation and not screw myself over. Went from more or less Kansas City, Missouri to, you might as well say San Francisco, California. Came back to Missouri, this, that, and the other. Wound up back in Independence, where I was born and raised. Was working in a job. Left the second ex. Wound up rooming with a couple co-workers. That turned south. Then, ironically enough, the job that I did have needed me to work extra hours for a pay period. Because the very next time I got paid, 2 days after is when I went to Florida for 7 months. Well, between 7 and 8 months to a year, something like that. Okay. And when I went down to Florida, I went down to Florida for one reason. And it wound up being completely, like I listen to metal deathcore. Most people listen to top 40, which is like two completely different wavelengths. Kind of like that. Found my birth chart when I got back in 2019. And just looking back, and now in the position that I'm in currently speaking, and my ears been ringing during this whole situation, as in me making this little video thing. I've noticed one major thing that I don't think any of us really pay attention to be quite honest. Because I know I didn't. Okay, sorry about that, because there's going to be a pause in that video. That's why I don't drink alcohol, because I drink enough coffee does the exact same damn thing. Jesus, Mary, fucking Joseph. Fuck. Anyway. But I've noticed one thing, and this has been an epiphany that's been come across, I'd say in the last month, month and a half, with the clarity and everything else. Okay, it's kind of like the reason why I don't really put signs on my videos, to be honest. That's pointless, in my opinion. But the one thing I've noticed is, with me specifically, now I can't speak for anybody else, obviously. I'm not anybody else. But it's funny, when you think you're damn near, like with me, every position I've been in where I'm like pretty much at the end of the road, it's not the fact that it gets harder, because it doesn't get harder. It's one of them things that's the doorways that are going to be opening, you have to pay attention to, you have to listen to. Like when I was down in Florida, I was legitimately about ready to be kicked out of where I was living at and kicked out on the streets. And there was a reader, I don't watch her anymore. She just quit resonating and just quite honestly just started pissing me off. But I was watching this video, and I was down in Florida, and she told me that somebody from my past was going to come back and contact me. Naturally speaking, your mind's going to go to exes and shit like that. Well, I didn't think nothing about it. I thought about it real quick. Like, okay, I blocked the first ex, and I'm damn sure not blocking that thing. Hell, I don't even run Facebook anymore. The second ex blocked me. She doesn't want to have, okay, fine. So I'm good. Went outside, smoked a cigarette, hit my vape, came back in, and lo and behold, my half-brother had contacted me. Hadn't talked to him in, God, months. But just randomly out of the blue, he contacts me. AKA, my way out. So, we're having big shifts happening. And these shifts, and it's not so much these shifts are challenging us or anything to that aspect. Because it's not really challenging, because we have the wisdom, we have the knowledge to navigate through them. We do. But these challenges are, if you're paying attention, it's like, as I look down, I see the Queen of Wands, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles, or the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? Queen of Wands is just sitting there in her chair like this. Bored. Legitimately bored. Yes, we're bored. We're waiting. We're in the voidness. We are in that period of, okay, fine, here. We got to get this stuff done. So here, we need to move you the fuck out of there. Okay? You're doing this, you're occupied, you got this, this, and this. We need to move you out of there. The High Priestess in reverse. And that card's missing some of the picture as well. It's almost like, because in the traditional tarot, it's the High Priestess setting in between the two pillars. Well, the black pillar has started to get some white on it because the picture is no longer there. See what I mean? So I'm feeling with that is you're accepting, hell, we all are accepting our shadow side. We're accepting duality, are starting to. Some of us are just starting on this path, some of us have been on this path for a minute. But we're understanding that our flaws aren't really flaws. Like what we have been force-fed to understand and know. Our flaws is what makes us unique. Our flaws is what stands us out from the herd. You know, everybody thinks that this term black sheep is such a bad term. Like I was watching the video today from my one reader, and she had somebody on that was medium or psychic or whatever. And you know, it's funny because the thoughts that I've been getting myself, and I mean random thoughts. I mean, are you paying attention to your random thoughts? Are you actually sitting there and understanding what you're seeing? Understanding that you're being shown possible outcomes. I mean, I say possible because of free will. But you know, it's just, we really, really, really need to be paying attention. Because if we're not going to be paying attention, then if you're not going to at least be paying attention to what's being shown to you, then why are you even going to worry about sitting here and bitching about what's going on? When universe, spirit, whatever the hell, however the hell you label it, is showing you and you're trying to get your attention, whether it be numbers, whether it be this, whether it be that. You know, it's, if you say that you trust and you have faith, then why aren't you showing it? Like me. Okay, perfect example for me. The first week in April, yeah, no. I mean, I put Indeed on my phone probably about halfway through March. Put it on there, started looking at it. First week in April when I first got shit canned, no, I didn't look for shit. I took a week off. Then I slowly started looking for stuff. Then this last week I started making a little bit of phone calls. You know, you have to be open to challenge. You have to be open. In a way, you kind of have to be open to roadblocks and towers because you're not going to learn anything if you don't. You know, if, quite in all honesty, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and, I'm not, especially in this day and age, I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody to just quit what they do, but, I mean, if you just really can't stand what you're doing, and you've had the thought process over the course of the last few months to quit, but I can't quit, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, you're scared. Literally. You're scared to make yourself vulnerable. You're scared to put yourself out there. I know. What do you think I am? I'm just now getting to the point where I can sit there and do stuff that I never thought I would be doing. Seriously. 21:34 on the clock. But I just felt the need to come on here and say this for us to just open our eyes. Make sure that we're paying attention to what we're being shown, how we're being shown, this, that, and the other. Plain and simple. So, until next time, namaste.